Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Ask Jonathan. We're going to jump right back into it. So this question this week comes from a person named Liberation Comic 11. And I noticed a few of you already thumbs up this question. He or she, they're asking like 5 questions, so I'm just going to pick 2 out of the list here. Just so this isn't like a 30-minute video. I'm trying to keep these suckers under 10. Anyway, so he or she says, Sup John, really enjoying the vids and I have a few questions to ask. So the first question I'll tackle is, if given the opportunity of picking, would you prefer working for a big-time company or freelancing to create? To answer that question right now, back when I was starting out drawing, like when I was younger and stuff, and I mean to a degree right now as well, like I would love to be able to draw like the Hulk. Some of the X-Men characters would be really cool to draw as well. A lot of licensed characters are really cool, you know, and when you're growing up, you usually, you know, I don't know about you guys and stuff, but like I used to draw all the time. I used to have the Power Rangers to the point where I would try to make my own, like basically just costumes and stuff. So watching TV, reading, you know, comics, playing video games, watching movies and stuff, that's all impressionable, and you know, you kind of take that stuff and you want to do that too. And I don't know about you guys, but like I would always, to a degree, still do it. Redraw characters, like licensed characters. Like I'll throw a Hulk sketch up on every now and then. I feel like drawing the Hulk or Spider-Man. So there's something really weird about that, where it's kind of like, you know, it's an influence that you had when you were younger, and you kind of would like to do it today. But I know some people, they go into it for a couple reasons. There's a mixture of that, and as well, they're trying to, you know, draw for a living. And by working with these companies with licensed characters and stuff, you know, whether you're drawing comics or you're drawing Spider-Man on boxer shorts or something, there's money there, you know, and you can actually make a living doing comics, obviously, and doing licensed characters. And arguably, some might say it's easier to do that. You know, all you have to do is draw Spider-Man looking real cool and real Spider-Man-y, and have enough other people think that it's really cool as well that they'll actually spend the money and buy it. That's what these big companies are looking for, right? And I mean, this might be my opinion and like what I'm hearing from people, but it doesn't sound too much like they're looking for, I gotta be careful how I say this one, like basically, I just want to say the talent, you know, like they're not looking necessarily for the people that are the most incredible artists. They're kind of looking for, at least to me it seems like, good or somewhat great artists, and that's debatable, what is great art and stuff, but basically people that can turn around pages quick, consistently, and sell, right? It's all about selling. They're not necessarily in the market of, they'll tell you, you know what I mean, and they'll say things like, this is the house of ideas, this is the place where you come to buy comic books that are the best out there, because they want you to, they want your money, right? And I know it's kind of deviating off of what you asked, but I don't know, like I said, when I was younger, that's the route I wanted to go, because I thought that was the only way to go. Now that I'm almost 30, and the internet is huge now. When I was growing up, the internet didn't exist, right? That sounds so messed up. But there's so many forums, resources, Twitter, Facebook, DeviantArt, Concept Art, Comic Vine, all these websites that are out there, and that's just North America, right, where you can just post your stuff. Webcomics are huge right now. There's a model that I'm going to try next year, which is what, like three weeks away, around there. But I want to start releasing my own comics. You know, like lately, or at least for the last, you know, I don't know, 6-7 years, I've been doing other people's ideas, and I've had an awesome time, and I hope to continue to do it. Like the book I'm doing right now, The Standard, it's the first book that I've actually been on where there's huge motivation. It's like a big creative train going through right now, and it's an awesome ride and experience, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. But, and I'm assuming most of you guys out there too, you know, you'll sketch, and you'll start coming up with your own ideas, and your writing might suck. My writing's probably terrible. But there's something kismet about just sitting there and just, you know, grabbing a sketchbook, or opening up Manga Studio or Photoshop and just sketching out character designs or character ideas. And that's something I really want to get behind. So next year I'll be launching, hopefully, my webcomic for Jessup King. I posted a little bit of stuff about him lately. Just trying to get the feel for the character and stuff. But I feel like I'm still going off topic. What I'm trying to get to by saying this stuff is, webcomics, there's a model there that's much different, it seems to me, than like your traditional go to, what is it, Wednesdays or Thursdays when new books come out and go to buy it. With a webcomic, you can make your own stuff, put it online for free, and then at the end, once the book's done or the issue or whatever, you can collect it and try to sell that. To me, that sounds more in vein of what I'm currently doing. Man, I feel like I just kind of sidetracked your question altogether. But right now, I guess the answer kind of goes both ways. I would love to work with Marvel. I would love to work with DC, Image, whatever. Working on like the Hulk, working on Batman, you know, stuff that as a kid you really wanted to be able to do. And if I can do that, that'd be awesome. However, that dream might not ever happen. And I'm okay with that because, like I say, with the internet and stuff and awesome resources like Kickstarter and stuff, you're able to actually make somewhat of a successful living doing your own stuff. So why not try? I mean, you're going to be drawing anyway, right? So, I guess to wrap that question up in that little part, I would say right now I'm leaning towards I would much rather do my own stuff than working with the big guys, you know, or the, you know, licensed characters and stuff. Yeah, like you said, with the big time companies. So right now, I would much rather. See, we could have a whole discussion about this stuff because I was about to say, if I work with it for a big company, I wouldn't have to have like a normal retail job, let's say, right? One second, let me fix the camera. I think it's sliding on me. Stay. Stay. Oh god. Camera was sliding and stuff, so I tried to fix her up. Anyway, to conclude that question, because I know I'm just going to keep rambling. I work a day job, working with a Marvel, DC, something like that. I know I wouldn't have to work at that day job. I'd be able to do comics and make money. So in that regard, yes, I would definitely take that up in a heartbeat. However, right now, because you're working the part-time job, I'm assuming most of you guys are, the full-time job or whatever you're working, doing your own stuff is maybe all you can do. So keep pushing that, keep shoving that in people's faces, try to get better, all that stuff, so that that can become your full-time job. Or your full-time actual day job that you have right now might become your part-time job, so you can actually focus heavily on doing things, your own creations and stuff. So anyway, and your last questions here last question that I'll answer here is, and most importantly, what tips can you offer to a creator looking to self-publish? Hopefully I kind of touched up on that a little bit with that long-winded answer that I just gave, but some tips to self-publish. Outside of saving money so that you can actually do that, I've heard of people doing print-on-demand. I've done print-on-demand for my art book and stuff. It doesn't seem like it's a feasible model, at least what I've seen, to self-publish unless you've got a huge backing behind you. If you've got a lot of support from background people and stuff like that that are interested in what you're doing, you might be in a different ball game or something, you know. Again, I haven't released my own stuff. I've had a mini comic that, you know, I just printed and cut and, you know, can mail that out. But I think I'll be able to answer that question better this time next year. Because by this time next year, if I don't have that, like my Jessup King webcomic going and at least trying something out there, I got a couple more red flags that I'll have to deal with myself as a creator to get that stuff done. But just keep doing research, and I understand that's probably what you're doing by asking me. But the standard, I'll use the standard as an example, the comic book that I'm working on. Initially, as I was drawing it and finishing it up and stuff like that, I think we're on issue 3, or when we wrapped up issue 3 and stuff, out in Europe and Scotland and all that good stuff, John was out there pushing the book, the writer. He was pushing the book, selling it to people, going to conventions, self-publishing the book, okay? There's a lot of money. I could ask John if he wants to share the numbers with you guys and gals, because I'm assuming there's a lot of people out there that would like to know how much this kind of stuff costs, myself included. But, so they're out there, and he's out there pushing the book, all that great stuff. Last year, what am I talking about? October, I believe it was, for the New York Comic Book Convention. I was able to meet him out there, and, you know, we had books there with Comics Tribe, all the great people there, and we were, again, mostly them. I was kind of sketching and stuff, but they were, like, pumping the book out there, trying to get people to read it. Come here, read this book, let us know what you think. And we met some awesome people, don't get me wrong. But it seems to me like it's just a crap ton of work. Don't kid yourself, okay? It is not, even if you're the best artist out there, you're the best writer. I mean, John even got an award for like best writer last year or this year for writing the standard. That's a big award. But how many people know? If you're on Facebook and Twitter and you know us and you're following us, you might have heard. Maybe you talked to him at a convention and he brought it up, or you may even see it on the cover. It says he won an award. But what does that really mean, right? Like, that's even winning awards and getting notoriety that way. It's hard as hell to move your stuff. So that's why, for me, the biggest thing I guess I could say is I would abuse the internet. I would try to put your stuff out there so that you can gather, like, snowball some viewers as you're posting content out there and sharing it and stuff like that, so that when it comes time to sell it, you actually have a rapport with people that are actually interested in it, people that want to support it. I think, again, that's probably a better bet as opposed to sheltering your creation or your comic, your story, whatever, for like a year, 2 years, 6 months, 5 years, whatever it takes to complete it, and then just going, bang, here it is, and hoping that it works, and then going out there to spend even more time, 6 months to 5 years, trying to get it out there. Again, myself, I just feel like as your content's coming out, you should probably just keep putting it out there. You never know who's following your stuff. You never know who's going to look at it. And then when it comes time to ask for a little bit of money, buy my shirt that says Jessup King on it or something like that, right? There's people already looking at it. There's people that are already interested in it. So again, recapping your question, most importantly, what tips can you offer a creator looking to self-publish? That'd be about my bet. Definitely abuse the internet. Most of it's free. You just got to post up there. And the cost to actually post things online, like to make a website, you might know a friend, maybe cut you in some costs, or even if it's a couple grand to make a website. Server space, all that stuff, it's probably less money, and you're probably going to have to spend that money no matter what, even if you actually self-publish, like print-on-demand books, like, you know, start handing out to people. You're still going to have to spend that money to make a website. But if you can build that community, basically, around your product as it's going, like, look at all the webcomics that are already out there, and the models they're using. You know, there's a whole genre that we can get into about webcomics that I think, even if you don't like webcomics, and I'm not talking about like gag strips and stuff, like there's actual successful comic books out there. One of my favorite creators, Doug Tenaple. Most people know him from Earthworm Jim. He did a book called Ghostopolis. Bad Island is his new one. He had a webcomic called Rat Fist. Ultimately what it is he's doing the exact same content that he's doing. I believe he has another book right now that he's turning into a webcomic, but those books will be published no matter what. But what he's doing is he's posting them online for free. And there's an argument to be said where people would say things. I actually had a question on Facebook from one of you guys, and we kind of had a little discussion last night about if you were to post stuff online, like your whole book online for free, why would people buy it? That's a real good question. Why would somebody buy it? I can speak for myself in saying I've read books online for free and I've still bought it. I've looked through comics that I didn't read all the way, but I saw like a few pages and I was like, man, this is really good stuff. Click buy now. So I don't know. This is probably another topic for something else altogether, but let me know if you guys want to talk more about webcomics or maybe even just selling your own stuff or get back into the actual drawing and all that good stuff. But anyway, so thanks again, Liberation Comic 11. I appreciate the questions. Unfortunately, I couldn't get all of them. What time are we at now? It looks like we're recording for quite a while. So if you guys have a comment or question, please leave it in the box below. And if you notice that somebody asked a question that you're interested in, just click the like button on what they have there. So thank you guys so much for stopping by and listening to me ramble on this one. And sorry about the earthquake camera there. That was kind of wild stuff. But anyway, keep reading comics, keep making comics. We'll talk to you next week. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye.